Is your next duty station Fort Jackson? If so, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Cameron Flemming with the Flemming team of United Real Estate, and today we're here to talk about 5 things that you must know before PCSing to Fort Jackson in 2022. And that video starts right now. Okay guys, I'm going to jump right into it, and we're going to start with our number one thing that you need to know before PCSing here to Fort Jackson, and that is that your BAH has increased. So from last year to this year, everyone's BAH has increased. I am going to include a link down in the description that is going to share with you what your BAH will be based on rank. So make sure to check out that link in the description if you have any questions about that. Basically, the government understands that, prices are going up, so they're giving you some more BAH so that you can find a home that suits you and your family. So that's the good news that we're going to start out with. And so the next thing that I want to talk about, guys, is I want to talk about inventory. So if you're watching this video, it's because you are a planner. And you've probably been looking at the inventory that we have here in the Columbia, South Carolina area, and you're probably wondering what gives, where are the homes, where are the resales, where's the new construction. And the truth about the situation is inventory is very limited, and it's going to be very limited throughout the PCS season. So that is something definitely to note, and I think it's important that you make your plans around knowing that inventory is going to be very limited, and there are going to be challenges when it comes to finding a home to purchase here in the Columbia area. One of the kind of tips that I would really recommend for you guys in terms of challenging inventory is to understand what you got, right? So you are likely to be using a VA loan. And so one of the things that has happened because of such limited inventory that we have here is getting a home is more competitive than ever. When we're looking at resale homes, we are typically looking, especially resale homes that are going to be in the price point of your BAH, we are typically seeing anywhere from 5 to 10 offers. And one of the things about your VA loan that I have seen, working with countless sellers and also buyers in the market is, as it has become more of a seller's market, right? Sellers are able to choose the type of deal that they want to pursue when it comes to the purchase of their home. And a lot of times, because of some small idiosyncrasies that come along with VA loans, they are not choosing VA loans on the resale side. So that's something to definitely note. This is something that we faced last year in 2021. A lot of the VA families that thought they were going to be able to kind of procrastinate and come down here and find a resale ended up really in a tough situation because pretty much nobody was accepting VA loans except for new construction, right? And so that's definitely something to note. And then when we start talking about inventory for new construction, there's only a certain amount of homes that they have slated to build this summer. And so those homes are, when they're spoken for, they're spoken for. And that's another challenge that we saw last year. People were thinking it was going to be kind of more like a normal market where, you could find a resale that was already locked and loaded and ready to go and built, and you could purchase it. And there's just simply not going to be those type of options out this year, similar to last year. Those options weren't available. You pretty much, if you wanted a new construction home, you really needed to focus on timing. And so that goes into my second thing that you guys really need to know. Timing is super important if you're going to be looking to buy a home here in 2022 if you're moving to Fort Jackson, okay? So one of the things that I think people need to really know, if you're thinking about buying a new construction or really just any home, I really don't think that you should time things up for exactly when your report date is. I really think the best strategy is to try to time the purchase of your new home about 2 months before you're going to be here. Typically, most lenders will allow you to close on a home 2 months before your report date. So definitely know that that is an option. And I think it's the best option. And the reason being is a lot of my military people are going to end up falling within new construction. Well, one of the challenges that we have faced with new construction is delays in building. So last year, one of the challenges that I saw a lot of people face is, they tried to time things up to be here in June, and the new construction builder there said, hey, look, this home will be ready in June. And then delays happened because of the challenges of the virus that we're all facing. And now it left my people in a very tough spot where, they may not be closing before school starts, or they may get here and their home's not ready. So I definitely recommend that if you can, it is important to try to close before you get here. That's just going to have the most seamless timeline for you. You're going to be able to move right in, and if things change, you'll be, it'll still be your home, and you won't have to, be in a challenging spot where you're here, but your home's not ready. Okay. So, definitely, one of the biggest things I want you to take away from is do not procrastinate in terms of, getting a home. Go ahead. Lock one down, because the people that procrastinate, honestly, and I've thought about this, I've thought about the language here. I want to tell you this: the people that procrastinate are going to be screwed. Okay, so do not procrastinate. If you are moving to Fort Jackson, you really, honestly need to be going under contract in the next, month at the very least. If you know you're going to be here, you need to be going under contract in the next month. Okay. All right, so our next topic is really going to tie into timing, and that is going to be prices, okay? So what are prices likely to do? So if you've been watching any new construction home, you see that prices continue to rise as the home is being built. So pretty much, if we're looking at new construction, pretty much every 2 weeks at least, the price is going to rise for that same house. So when we kind of look at, prices, it correlates with timing, and the timing that I really think is going to be important for my military people, and that is going to be that sooner it's going to be better than later. Because as you wait and wait and wait, if there is inventory available, it's going to cost more. And as we kind of get going into the spring, we are already seeing a ramp up in resales and the amount of people that are going after resales as well. So what is that going to do? That's going to increase pricing. And so one of the things I definitely want you guys to know is, if you want to save money, the best thing that you can do for yourself to save money is to buy sooner rather than later. It's going to save you money. And so I think some people, they have challenges because they want to wait around and see if a good deal is going to come available. But the only thing that's going to happen is the price is going to keep going up. So definitely keep that in mind. So prices and timing kind of go together here. The sooner we can find you a property, the less you're going to pay for it. And it just goes down to simple supply and demand. Obviously there's going to be a majority of the population that waits around until the last minute, or waits around until conditions are absolutely perfect for themselves to jump on homes, and it's going to cost them to do that. So definitely keep that in mind if you want to limit how much you pay for your next house, sooner rather than later. And with as new construction is pretty much, the prices are rising, every week or two, locking down something this week could save you thousands of dollars. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to moving here to Fort Jackson is rent, right? So this is a question that I get a lot, or a challenge that I face a lot as people try to move here. There's something that they don't know about our rental market that causes them to think that, hey, if I don't find something, I'll just rent a property. Well, let me tell you a little bit about our rental market and why it's not like typical rental markets. So South Carolina is one of 2 states that if you own a home that is not your primary residence, there is a waiver for military depending on your circumstances, but if you own a home that is not your primary residence, then you are taxed at a higher rate than if it was your primary residence, okay? And because of this, the margin between what it costs to purchase a home here in Columbia, South Carolina, and what it costs to rent a home in here, Columbia, South Carolina, is a fairly large gap. On average, what I see is it's going to cost you about $600 more to rent the same house that, in terms of what it would cost for you in terms of a mortgage. So about $600 more. And a lot of that lies in the fact that, the owner does not live in the house, so his taxes are higher. And so he's going to pass that along to the renter. On top of that, just like the housing market, the rental market the prices have risen about 20%. So what I find is a lot of people think, hey, if I don't find a house, I can just rent one. And what I find is they fall into, the challenge of, one, there's not that many rentals in our area for that reason, right? Because people get tired of paying that higher tax rate. And then 2, they find a challenge of, just just getting into something in the prices. So definitely, if you're thinking about renting, look that up first so you know what you have to work with. Okay. All right, guys. So that's my 5 must-know things about moving to Fort Jackson. If you have any questions for me, definitely let me know. I'm here for you guys. Me and my whole team would love to serve you in your transaction. Make sure that you watch the rest of our videos. We have a lot of great information. And please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. Thanks. Bye.